What's up guys, Jonathan here with TLD, back with yet another 12 days of top 5s. Thumbs up if you guys have been enjoying it, but this time we're taking a look at the top 5 Xbox One and PS4 games of the year. Now I'm admittedly not the biggest gamer in the world, so I'm gonna hand it off to my main man Kevin, who downright knows this stuff.
Alright, so before I dive into this list, some of you are probably wondering why I have one list rather than two separate ones. And the reason is, honestly, there's just so many multi-platform games out there for both systems. If I did two separate lists, 3 or 4 of the titles would be the exact same, which to me is just boring. So here's just a simple list of 5 games for both Xbox One and PS4. And we're gonna start with the one AAA Ubisoft title to come out this year that didn't piss me off, and that's Far Cry 4. Taking and bringing back all of the best elements of Far Cry 3, then expanding on them and adding new options made this game's core gameplay nothing less than addictive. With flying vehicles, the ability to easily travel up mountains thanks to a grappling hook, and full-on 2-player co-op in free roam. Add on to that a story that takes a refreshingly different thematic approach than 3, still offering a great cast of characters, a psychotic yet amiable antagonist, and choices that actually have some degree of moral ambiguity rather than just simply, do you want to save puppies or burn down orphanages? This is easily my favorite FPS of the year, and it did a terrific job of bringing that balance between reusing mechanics that work, but still introducing and changing enough things to make it not feel like just another rehash. Now next up is the other huge multi-platform title to be on this list and also happened to come out the same day as Far Cry 4, and that's Age Inquisition. After the disappointment that was Dragon Age 2, this game is an amazing breath of fresh air, and while its interface and controls have been better for PC, they've been perfectly optimized for a gamepad on a console. There's a ton to do in this game aside from the main story, including the usual companion side quests, larger open areas that have their own mini-stories, and a simple but amazing crafting system that lets you outfit your team just the way you want, provided you take the time to harvest everything you need. Add on to this the great story, fantastic character customization, and a great variety of dialogue options and storyline decisions, and Age Inquisition proves itself to be one of the most immersive fantasy RPGs of the year. It's not the hardest or most challenging game, but the sheer amount of content makes this one easy to get hooked on. Now third up is the free roam, rail grinding, zombie shooter mashup of genres from Insomniac Games, Sunset Overdrive. Throwing aside things like deep storytelling or serious character development, Sunset Overdrive is entirely focused on doing over-the-top crazy moves while using wacky weapons to dispatch hordes of mutant freaks. Fast-paced, intuitive controls, and most importantly, just plain simple fun, the game offers a fantastic single-player experience and a multiplayer mode to keep you coming back for more, not to mention having pretty hefty character customization with a lot of gear to unlock. If you're looking for a game that jumps straight into the action with little care for seriousness or pomp, this is one of the best games to come out this year. Now so far, all the games on this list have just come out pretty recently because of the big holiday rush, but earlier this year we had some really strong titles as well, with one of my personal favorites being the PS4 exclusive Infamous Second Son. Easily my favorite Infamous game in the series, while the plot is now beginning to take a bit of a different turn than the previous ones, the core gameplay has been perfectly refined. Having multiple powers is not only fun, but the fact you change them by finding nearby sources rather than just changing on the fly makes for a really fun thematic approach to your superpowers. It also doesn't hurt that the game's visual effects are absolutely gorgeous, never slowing down the game's frame rate while still having some fantastic particle effects. While revamping the game's core, it still maintains the series tradition of choosing to be either an over-the-top goody two-shoes or power-mad maniac, with a great new plotline and combat that can be challenging at times while never being overwhelming or pathetically easy. Now last up on the list is the only digital title and only indie game title we have on this list. It's the second game to come out from what is quickly becoming one of my favorite indie game studios, Supergiant Games, and that's Transistor. Following up their first successful release, Bastion, Transistor continues the trend of hitting several key points of design all at once, featuring a beautiful art style, one of my favorite soundtracks of the year, a fantastic but also unconventional story, and gameplay mechanics that are simple at first, but can be interestingly complex. I also love the fact that this game rewards experimentation with abilities with neat little pieces of backstory and setting info, rewarding those players that take the time to experiment with the game's combat system, while at the same time not really penalizing those that just find a playstyle they're comfortable with and sticking with it. Gorgeous, well-written, and a lot of fun for a much lower price tag than any big-name title. Transistor is easily the best downloadable title on PS4 to come out this year, and is not only one of my favorite console titles of 2014, but easily one of my top 5 games of the year overall. Well, those are my personal top 5 favorite games to come out on Xbox One and or PS4. Make sure to check out a link down in the description, because we're going to be giving away 3 copies of one of these games, your choice. Now, there were a lot of other strong titles this year, and I'm sure I glanced over quite a few that you guys really wanted to see on the list, so make sure to let us know what your favorites were down in the comments. I'm going to be bringing you guys another one of these videos focusing on my top 5 favorite games to come out on Nintendo platforms this year. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Until next time, I'm Kevin Kenson, and I'll see you guys later.